Oh, hi guys, it's me, Ren. Welcome to my channel, NER. Yes, it's me. And yep, last time, my video talking about my idea about matching and blessing. Yeah, kinda sorry because I admit I didn't write any script, and so that's why at that time, at the same time, I was like so tired, so I was a little bit kind of like running out of it, and I don't really have a structure to talk about it. But I have idea, like I have a picture, but I can't really say about it. Yeah, so that's my issue. So sorry about it. Yeah. Yeah, for today, I want to talk about specialty workshop, which we're just gonna have another one in December. Yeah, December 27, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and it's really interesting to see all this happening in a way, in a sense. Yeah, because like in the past, when I I'm asking like, oh, is there any like specialty workshop? Like when I was a trainee, and they just say that no, it's only for those who speak Korean and Japanese, like the most Japanese, and both I don't know, so no chance. But after that, yeah, when I just become a like a helper right here, and suddenly they will just suddenly just say that we have a one, and at that time it's like for the Europe, mainly for the Europe, and at the time I'm kind of like but I need to do a lot of translation. Yeah, because at the time it's only for English. There's no Chinese translation or some sort of something like similar. Yeah. So mm, yeah, so I still busy onto it, and this time is like English and Chinese. Pretty interesting, right? Yeah, but at the same time, I think a lot of us we still don't really know like what is the spirituality workshop because it's like the only the second batch. After the first batch, second batch is usually like always there is something that people kind of like so who are you, what are you doing, and can you really like make me satisfied? But I would just say that we'll do it better by the from the first spirituality workshop. But yeah, definitely we're doing it better. But I want to talk more about the history or something like what I know about the spirituality workshop. So it's somehow starting from linking towards to the Chombo Training Center Providence. So at first, it's like true parents come here. Is the city just nearby the city of Champyong, so that's why we call it the Champyong Training Center. And like at that time, we always need a medium that's called demonym, and because at that time we all members really lacking ability to understand the spiritual, so there's a lot of spiritual confusions. And even like during the Chanyan Yoksa session, a lot of people would just suddenly, and the Chanyan Yoksa session is like the healthy clapping session. Like we tap on our body, like from parts to parts, and we are singing some songs. Yeah, actually, it's a very healthy one. If you just do it daily. Um, so yeah, somebody will just think that it's crazy, but I mean, um, just like somebody would just say that evangelists are crazy, but at the same time they know how powerful it is, like for that kind of prayer, right? Yeah, something like this. Yeah, and so then like when somebody during the Chinese Yoksa, they were just suddenly like being possessed by the spirits, and they're like like shouting, and you need a lot of people to hold them down, just to hold one skinny girl. Yeah, it was like really crazy that time, like in Champion. And but then like under the guidance of Demonim, the foundation is being set up one by one. At the same time, true parents asking the members to do the uh, ancestor liberation and blessing. Yeah, so it doing more and more. In a sense, it's doing better. But after like True Father Ascension in 2012, then 2013, basically like because of the foundation day, the True Mother announced like a different era of the Chanuguk. So like the spiritual world also works differently because in the past it's only like you have a like a medium, you have a we say It's like a gap and between the spiritual world and the physical world people. But right now, like a Messiah themselves, like Messiah, we know as the true parents. So it's parents, both of them. So one is in the spiritual world and one in the physical world. So they are connected together. Like, yeah, that's how we understand. Like, they're connected together because they have united thoughts. So in a sense, when True Father working on in the spiritual world, True Mother also can work in the physical world. So we call it like a like automatic system era. So the spiritual world works automatically after that. And True Mother just announced that like in the 2000, if I'm not mistaken, 2014, True Mother announcing it and saying that like after the foundation day, after True Father ascension, the spiritual world just worked totally different. Yeah, totally different. So it is coming to an era that just that you need to put your own Jongsong, like your own condition, your own efforts while setting up all this foundation, and you will just see the result really quickly. Yeah. So after that, we don't have any more the daemonim figure. In the past, it's not concerning, but right now we don't have that anymore, and it's like directly being dominated of by our true parents. So in this era, right, and uh, for a long time a period, so like still doing like ancestor liberation blessing, then building the Chumbo wall, then doing a lot of like adjustment, the Qinghua B, just set up the Hanwo Jeep, the tea house also being set up, the Asia Cafe being set up. Yeah. So all these kind of like changes like go through all around. And like starting on 2020, so at that time it's like during the pandemic, and because it's like so critical situation, so True Mother asked the leaders starting to do the Chenshimon Providence. So Chenshimon is basically we say our main prayer room. So I don't know, is this like understanding will be much more easy for the outsider to understand. Is something like a unification is Mecca, like something like our prayer hall, and people will just go there and doing their condition, offering their prayer. Yeah, and yeah, this kind of standard. So we have the 21 night video prayer. So it's like we pray. Like, at first, True Mother standards is asking us to do it until like 3 in the midnight, but after that it's like really hot. So True Mother just agreed to the leader saying that okay, at least you need to do until 1 at least. Yeah, and but through mother standards, still until 3 is the best. Yeah, in this sense, like they start to do the night vigil prayer every day except weekends. So every day they are doing night vigil prayer non-stop, and until right now we already have accumulations of like 1,440 uh, night vigil prayers that are being accumulated up, and yeah, on this foundation. And True Mother, like it's like before, okay, I mean like 300, and True Mother start to spreading the Chen Xinhuan branches throughout the world. Like at the time, it's still like during the pandemic, so it's kind of interesting for you all to think about it, because True Mother is like thinking, okay, a lot of our children cannot come to Korea because of the pandemic. So True Mother say that okay, I need to set up other Chen Xinhuan so that everyone's like spiritual conditions that can be connected back to Korea, like the Chombo Training Center, and through here Chombo Training Center, so we can set all these offerings, spiritual offerings, and to heaven in this way. And so then, like throughout the world, all the branches are being set up as the Chen Shuan branch. But yeah, I don't know like how our leaders are utilizing it. But yeah, I mean some of the church are doing really good. But yeah, I mean, from my perspective point of view. But okay, it's not really important. Put it aside and come back here. And so then 300 True Mothers start to set up all these branches, and the 700 we have much more like a breakthrough. And at that time I was here as a trainee, and And at that time, there's a lot of Koreans coming, and our change one is so heavily like only focusing on the prayer. It's not really much announcements and the reports as now, but in the past it's much more focusing on to prayer, only prayer. So but actually after that, True Mother also start to allowing, okay, we have another type of workshop. Instead of only 40 days workshop, we have another type of workshop. It's not a branches workshop, but another workshop that is only focusing onto the spirituality growth. So we start to have the spirituality growth workshop since 2022, I believe. And when I found the second batch is like 2022 December. So yeah, it's pretty interesting because it's already like tung tung and like pang, and suddenly like being set up more. And after that, if I'm not mistaken, the seventh batch of the eighth batch, and they finally can meet True Mother, and True Mother calling them the pure water. And yeah, True Mother have a long period of time of being lonely and like especially after taking up the leadership. So actually, she said that a lot of our members don't really understand like what we need to do, and doesn't really know about like divine principle. I'm talking about divine principle, not the exposition of divine principle. Even though the exposition divine principle, we don't know a lot as well, because there's a lot of things inside. But at the same time, the divine principle, okay, is kind of different from the exposition of the divine principle. Just need to clarify it. So actually, we know a lot of these kind of things. Like we need to know all these kind of things. So True Mother say that, okay, so instead of only 40 days workshop, so we will have another type of like a spirituality 40 days workshop. So they will heavily focus onto the spiritual world. They're heavily onto the spiritual growth. When I'm talking about the spiritual growth, and a lot of people are gonna just think that how you gonna just fit your spiritual body. So in divine principle, we also mentioned about that. Also, your physical body and your spiritual body is connected somehow in a connected way, but your spiritual body heavily like for it to grow heavily rely on to your physical body, and your physical body actually also whatever you do, you will just affects your spiritual body, and your spiritual body will affect you as well. And through it, so the way we fit our spiritual body, one is through hundoke, which means like reading other God's words. Secondly is like through services. Thirdly is by strongly, heavily focusing onto prayers. So they have a lot of intensive prayers. When we say intensive prayers, it's not only the meditation type of prayer that you pray like quietly, but the meditation, like the resonance prayer that we are talking about, is that you really like shout out your prayer, and so then you can like voice out using all the energies and to transmit all your prayers and to the spiritual world. And that's like two kind of like a prayer. So in divine principle, we also say that there's external, there's internal. So for me, yeah, this expression of yang and yin as well. So you should try. At least you should try. Actually, a lot of people having a very like interesting like testimony when they join in the Change One Night Vigil prayer, and there are more even like direct like inspirations for them, for the trainees who attend the spirituality workshop, and to understand true parents, to understand true mother's heart. And yeah, there's another goal. That's the another goal that in our spirituality workshop are going to talk about it, like to understand true mother's heart. So right now, true mother is like in a really like difficult situations, and a lot of us, we don't like still stand in a wandering places like what is really going on, what's happening to the Korea, what's happening to the spiritual world, what are we facing in the future. If you're having this kind of doubt, I heavily recommending you to come to our coming spirituality workshop, like the, if I'm not mistaken, so the registration will still open until like the 25th or 24th after December. So or 21st. Okay, it's like 20 something of December. And so then you still have the chance. And another big things, a big blessing I need to tell you all. I don't know, do they really like do the announcement yet or not? But a big announcement about it. please listen carefully, is that we have a 50% offer for those who are outside from Korea and Japan. So if you're coming from Korea and Japan, sorry, you need to pay full 100%, like 700,000 Korean won, and additional of 50,000 Korean won for your for buying your Holy Mother Han T-shirt, and also for the pilgrimage. But if you are coming from the other countries, that is from other than the Korea and Japan and Africa as well. Africa, I'll just tell you later. And other than these three nations, you have 50% off. So you only need to pay like 3,500,000 Korean won with an additional of 50,000 for your pilgrimage and Holy Mother Han T-shirt. And you can just do a 40 days spirituality workshop in Korea and with pilgrimage. And you can go to the detention center, you can pray there, and you can see how people are really like putting their efforts into for our Holy Mother Han. You can go and experience the winter as well, especially for those nations, Southeast Asian, and also the other side of the country, of the world. Yep. And if you're coming from Africa, that's much more even a big blessing. Oh yeah. And it's free for the Africa Group 5 country. It's totally big news. You doesn't need to pay for the 700,000 Korean won. You doesn't need to pay for that, but you just need to bring your 50,000 Korean won and for your Holy Mother Han T-shirt, and also our pilgrimage fee. Yeah, just these two. And yeah, and so then when you come here, it's gonna be a countdown. We're gonna just celebrate the new year together in this way. And so then everyone whoever listening to my channel right now, if you can spread out the message, spread it out, it's gonna be a very big blessing, and we're gonna inherit a lot of heavenly fortune through it, especially spiritually. So I'm not going to lie it for you, so I will just put the link down there. Like if you have any chance, you want to just do the register through the link. I don't have any subsidize in it, but yeah, just register through it, and you will just see a lot of like pictures about it. And yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. And yeah, people, we're gonna just how we say, welcome the 2026 together. So we're gonna just stay tuned together with the spirituality workshops. And if you are afraid that you don't know how to speak English and you are speaking Chinese, no worry, I will be your translator. 我也会说中文，好吗？然后so everything we're gonna just do in this way. Let's just meet in Korea. Let's meet in Korea. I just really just hope that we all can just receive the blessing together. It's a big one. Let's do it. See you next time.